Welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. I am Coach Julia, and today is kind of an anniversary. 1 year ago, I was walking down the hallway at the ice rink and I slipped and I sprained my right ankle, my landing foot. And this triggered a whole series of doctor's appointments and physical therapy appointments and more doctor's appointments. And I ended up having a pretty complex surgery done in January of this year. And I've spent the last 8 months recovering and more physical therapy and getting stronger. And now I'm back on the ice, back to skating, back to jumping. And so today's video, I just wanted to share with you the exercises I've been doing to improve the strength, stability, and flexibility of my ankle. Now, before we go any further, I just want to say very clearly, I'm not a medical professional and I'm not going to make any medical claims here. I'm just going to share with you what I've been doing to strengthen my ankle. To follow along with me, you are just going to want to get a towel or yoga mat and a lightweight resistance band, like this. This is the one my physical therapist gave me. It's a number 3 out of 10. Now the muscles in our ankles aren't really large muscles, so you don't want to get a really heavy resistance band. That'll be more appropriate for larger muscles, your legs, your glutes, that kind of thing. So we just want a lightweight resistance band, yoga mat, and we can get started. For our first exercise, we're going to take our resistance band and we're going to tie it around our foot. Just a nice little knot. And you want to put that band up by your toes up here. You don't want it down here by your arch because you aren't going to get as much resistance from it down here for this exercise. So put it right up here by your toes. Okay, just like that. And we are going to hold on to the other side and we're just going to point our toe. All right, flex and point. So this is really developing, you can see all these muscles using here. We're really developing the top of our foot as well as on the flex part, stretching the back here. So we're stretching the back and developing the muscle on the toe. So point and flex, point and flex, and point and flex. Now I know we don't think about using our point the same way as maybe a dancer would in our skating, but we do need to point our toes in things like spirals, but it's even more important to have a strong point for our jump takeoffs. As you know, or you should know by now, you want to push up through your toe pick as you take off for a jump. And this motion is basically a pointing motion. So this point is extremely important for have a strong push through your toe pick as you take off for your jumps. For the next exercise, we're going to use our opposite foot as a resistance foot. So the band goes around the outside of the opposite foot, and then we're going to take our exercising foot and fan it to the side. So we just fan that foot out. And this is developing all those muscles on the outside of our ankle. So if you can imagine you're skating down the ice, you want to push with those inside edges, not your toes, right? So this requires you to open your foot up to push. If you can imagine that motion while you're doing this exercise, it really helps. And obviously, the better you get at this exercise, the stronger you can have those nice inside edge pushes out on the ice. For our third exercise, we're going to move that knot to the outside of our foot by our baby toe. We're then going to take our opposite foot and grab the band by crisscrossing our legs. So now we have resistance from the baby toe side instead of from the big toe side. We're just going to then pull our foot in. We're sickling the foot in to the inside. So this is developing all those muscles on the inside of our foot this time. So we pull in, all right? So we want to be evenly developing the muscles in our foot. So we want to use this band on each side, front, back, side, and side, so that we don't end up with one part of our foot weaker than the rest of our foot. So we just pull and pull and pull and pull. And take our knot and we're going to move it around to the back of our foot. So it's right there by the ball, but it's just behind our foot now. As I said, we want to have a chance to exercise each section of our foot so that we're working on developing strength evenly. And then I'm going to use a table leg. You can use any sturdy leg that's not going to move around, a desk, a table, something like that. And I'm going to wrap the band around it as leverage and then pull from the other side. Now I can flex, and there's resistance as I flex forward. So before, when we flexed on that first exercise, it was really just for stretching. This time we're actually strengthening the front of our foot. Now it's really important to not accidentally sickle or pull the foot side to side. You want your toes to track directly up your shin, okay, so that we're developing that muscle properly. You do not want to pull it side to side, so be very careful to track your toe directly back over your shin. So we flex, and this still gives us a good stretch through the back of our calf, but we're also developing the muscles here on the front. Now, just offhand, I definitely know that this is going to be really helpful for your sit spin. I have plenty of students who struggle with their sit spin because they don't have a lot of flexibility here in the back or mobility here in the front, so they can't get low enough to do a proper sit. For a proper sit spin, you need to really have a lot of flexibility in your ankle so that you can pull that, tuck that ankle back behind you and get a nice deep sit position. For this next section, we still want our mat, but we can push that resistance band to the side. We're going to do some balance exercises, so I want you to put your feet parallel to each other with a couple inches between them, your toes directly in front of your knees, and we're just going to practice bending nice and deep as we can, while still keeping those heels down on the ground the whole time. Bend and rise, bend and rise. You can do the whole series of these. My physical therapist was having me do 30 at a time, but you can do however many you feel you need. Just make sure you're always bending with those knees tracking directly over your toes. Then we're going to rise up and down. So these are going to help you develop strength in your feet, strengthen your calves, and really good balance. So lift up through your core, lift up through your quads, up through your ankles. Rise, hold it for a second or two, and then go down. You also want to repeat this exercise in a ballet first position. And you want to repeat it in a ballet second position. You also want to do all of this on one foot. So you can repeat all of these exercises, just isolating one foot at a time. All right, skaters, I hope you enjoyed this one. Maybe learned some new ideas for giving yourself better strength and flexibility in your ankles. If you enjoyed this, please do give us that thumbs up. And as always, I look forward to reading all your comments in the section down below. If you haven't done so yet, then hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down in the corner so you can see all my videos when they come out. Happy skating, and I'll see you next time.